Millie is just lacking in so many departments, and there's no doubt to me that this is just another waste of her character. Vizzy really feels like a man who doesn't know how to write women. Millie, as she is, suffers from similar issues to what I complained about with Cherry Bomb. As it is right now in the show, Millie's traits are severely lacking in every department. Her most prominent traits right now are that she loves Moxie, she's southern, and apparently very violent, and very pregnant. They do display her aggressive nature, although it hardly has any weight to it or means anything. Every fight she gets into, she's just immediately sidelined and getting beaten down, trapped away from everything. There's an episode with the ghost hunting, which from what I've heard was originally being set up to be an episode dedicated to Millie's development, but once again it got turned into Blitz content. Her big fear being used against her was like that she's never going to be enough or something, or that no one cares about her. It wasn't really very compelling. It was kind of more just what we already know about her. X's and Ooze at least had the potential to explore a previous relationship of hers, but Chaz just gets used to develop Moxie further and explore his character. I guess this episode she does actually fight and be a little more competent, but it's not really a full characterization because it's just she got loud and aggressive and saved her boyfriend, I guess, or her husband. Forgot they're married. Sometimes I forget that they're adults because they look like kids to me, but anyway. Unhappy Campers might have been the closest we've had to actually getting more on what she's feeling. Her other trait shown here is that she wants more attention, which that's really ironic considering her character. Feels like the writer is just calling themselves out. I just hate to see how much she gets sidelined in favor of other characters. Even in the short dedicated to her and her sister, there wasn't a whole lot established. Sally just says how Millie hasn't come to visit the farm in a long time and that she feels like Millie's abandoning them or something. Nothing in that episode really indicated that though, because they were just having a good time, and then all of a sudden Sally was like, you think you're better than us because you're in the city or something. It felt out of place. Sally kind of has a similar thing to Millie where it feels like both of them are just supposed to be violent girls that grew up in the South. But in the Ghost episode 2, we kind of get the backstory of how Millie met Blitz, and we get the sense that she used to have more depth to her character. She's got the fighting capability, and she's got this internalized racism that imps can only be lowly hitmen. And the second that she does get recruited, unfortunately that's when she starts asking about Moxie. The switch just flipped in her brain and she just lost all of her old traits. They have her briefly mention growing up poor in Lululand episode. They don't really elaborate too much on that other than the fact that she was poor. I feel like there really could have been a lot more expanded on there with her family history and maybe what she had to do to get around and to help raise money for her family to be able to afford living on a farm especially. And her family too is, like I said, they're barely anything. Her father is one of the only implied healthy ones in the series, but he doesn't really say anything other than grunting or nodding. I think the team really struggled to write healthy relationships and characters. They end up just getting sidelined as boring or just whatever. There's so much more interest in writing toxicity. I just really wish that Millie got more love from them. I also hate her and Luna are rivals, even though there's really no reason for them to be. It's majorly fumbled to me in my opinion. They just sort of have it be like, oh, these two girls are opposites. One of them is sad all the time. One of them's a really joyful southern girl. They're gonna be rivals now. Which is like, sure, I guess. I've seen some people who are like huge Millie fans, and I get that because like she doesn't get a lot, but I do like her. I want to see her get more. With season 3 coming up, and with how many people have complained about Millie and the way that she's written, there's bound to be someone on the team is bound to be like, hey, let's actually give her some more traits, even just like a little hobby that she does, other than just being violent and fighting. But yeah, this whole pregnancy arc thing that they have going for her, I don't know what direction they're gonna go with. If we're gonna get the Millie Moxie abortion comic, or if she's gonna keep it. And if she does keep it, I've seen people theorize about if Crimson would be like trying to get their kid, and maybe that would be like the conflict. But even then, that just kind of goes into developing Moxie more rather than Millie. Millie's just like a vessel essentially, which feels horrible to say, but that kind of is what he would be getting turned into. motive there. A big part of me is hoping that they don't have her keep the kid, and that like maybe Moxie is like really reluctant about supporting her decision because he wants to have a child of his own, but he also understands that she has her own bodily autonomy, and if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it. And you know, with being an assassin, having a child would be really difficult to manage. And if she keeps it, then they're gonna end up having her stay at home to take care of it, and she's gonna get sidelined even more. Or maybe they'll have Moxie be like a stay-at-home dad that'll like force him to be out of the episodes, and Millie will jump back into shape, and she'll get episodes that she's featured in prominently. I hope that that's the approach they take. I don't know, we'll see what they do. This whole thing is worrying for her future. Alright, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, I guess. Whatever you want to do. Alright, love you guys. See you next time.